Oh man, what's up everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. As it finally comes to a close, now I'm giving you 413 Sports Talk after football. Hope everybody's Thanksgiving was safe, fun. Hope you ate a lot. Hope you chilled with some family. Hope you smoked weed with that cousin who always brings weed by. ETC, ETC. While everyone was eating, I was sobbing at the fact that I don't have a family to eat with, and I was compiling this episode. So we're going to hit you with news, NHL, NFL review. There was kind of a bullshit game earlier, albeit the Bears and the Lions, but we won some coins on that one. We did smart betting today. Raiders, Cowboys, that really didn't go too well for me and actually took most of the money. And I have NOLA and the over for the nightcap in the NFL on Thanksgiving. Football is so synonymous with Thanksgiving. You sit down, you eat, you drink, you smoke, you hang with family, tell stories, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, you know what I'm about trains. So yeah, let's get into the news really quickly. Boy, do I got some shit for you guys. First of all, what I am thankful for, my Lord, my children, and my Green Bay Packers. Simple as that. There ain't no other way to put it. And most likely, your team is not better than mine. Go Pack them. Fire Nagy is getting so ridiculously, obnoxiously loud in Chicago. Why shouldn't it be? What has he done? What have you done for me lately? This is what type of league, type of league we work in. So honestly, if the Chicago lost tonight, he would have definitely lost his job. I don't know how I feel about Ryan Pace as a GM. Maybe they might get rid of him too. Though I don't see why you keep a GM for another year and get rid of the head coach that you had him come in with. I don't know. It's always go Pack, go over here. So fuck the Bears. Dallas 7.5 favorites versus the Raiders. You know any fools that took that one? Oh, it's always good to see Dallas lose. Literally. Could be to a random team of girls from Westfield. And, it's a bright day. Dak and them boys ready to square off against the Raiders. You know what? I kind of made some of these highlights earlier this morning, then I took a break. I wanted the Raiders to win. I didn't pick the Raiders to win. I was smart and went with Dallas and over. Looking at ramen noodles for lunch tomorrow. Okay, Ludlow Lions go up against Palmer for a classic Western Mass showdown. High school football. Shout out to Jack Latendre. Shout out to Coach Ryan Moore. I see you. Damn, man, you got Palmer scoring over 30 points a game in each and every performance you guys participated in, except the Hoosick Valley game. That was a straight defensive fight. I like what you've done up there. Teaching these kids to throw it, you know what I mean? Not making it the stereotypical up north, run it 7 trillion times football. Yeah, it's awesome, man. It didn't make it to the States, but hey, there's always next year. Shout out to Palmer. You know, I was upset when Hoosick Valley lost. I was kind of upset last week when Palmer took an L. But hey, it is what it is. Another interesting fact before I close out the news: 5 of 8 Western Mass high school football Turkey Day games were over 40 points. Again, I love offensive football. I hate handing it to the running back. So this is awesome, man. You guys keep it up, you're going to be like Central in them, scoring 50, 60 points a game on the regular. Yeah, shout out to all you offensive-minded coaches. And there goes the news. Yes, they're back. It's been a little while, I know. You guys have been good, you've been patient. So I'm going to give it to you. High school football power rankings. not to be argued with, not for Coach Waddy to sit there and pick apart and say, no, you should have this one here, you should have this one there. Coach Cotton, I might take your criticism a little better, but you know how Coach Waddy is. You know how that life is. You're an Eagles fan. You gotta stress every day. It sucks. Anyway, sharing the number 1 spot by virtue of strength of schedule, because I didn't want to do it like that, but to be fair to everybody else. Central Golden Eagles are 9-2 at number 1, and so are the Wacona Warriors at 11-0. Now, interesting fact. I don't think in all of Wacona's prowess, is the word I'm looking for, that they could beat Central on any given day. I think Watson throws for 5 touchdowns and 75% completion percentage with a hand tied behind his back against that squad. But you can't ignore the fact that they're undefeated. Number 2, Ware Indians at 9-1. Again, one of my favorite teams. I can never give them enough credit. Hoosick Valley, they are 9-2, and alas, they lost 33-22 in that last game. They still managed to retain the number 1 defensive ranking, which they've had since week 2. And they lost week 1, which was their only one besides for that unfortunate loss in the tournament. Shout out to Hoosick Valley, man. Westfield Bombers at 8-2, number 4. They got shellacked in the MIAA tournament. Let's just be real. I noticed 2 games they played. Both of them, they got shit stomped. Come back to the drawing board next season. Have that good offense, but have that defense that could actually step up and kind of like formulate with the running game. Yep. Palmer at 5 with 7-2. Shout out to Palmer again. My guy, Coach Ryan Moore. Drury High School 6-1. They started off hot and they lost the game. And I believe it was 2 games they didn't play because of COVID. All the same, shout out to Drury. Pittsfield checks in at number 7 with a 6-2 record. 8th, East Hampton checks in also with a 6-2 record. Agawam Brownies, who were just routed by the West Springfield Terriers. I'm gonna let a certain somebody on my Facebook friends list know this every time. 43-18. Agawam checks in at 6-3. Number 10, Greenfield Green Wave. They are 6-3. They started 5-0, which was pretty goddamn impressive. Kind of slipped towards the end. Competition increased itself. And that great defense was furthermore exposed. But I have confidence in the Greenfield Green Wave going forward. They're going to build off this season. And next year, they're going to be up there competing with the likes of Central. That wasn't bullshit, but, that's really what I believe. Minichog coming in at 11, 5-4. Ouch, the way they finished the season. West Springfield Terriers at 5-5, ranked 12th. Lee's 13th with a record of 5-5. And the final 5-5 team is Chicopee. They're ranked 14th. Although the way Chicopee played this season, they they should be in like the 20s, 25. But hey, we're being fair about it, right? East Longmeadow checks in at 4-5, number 15th. They started the year as the 40th ranked school in all of Massachusetts. Good to see that they they retained their ranking, so to speak, ranking. I believe East Hampton cracked top 10 earlier in the year. I'd have to go back and look at that. Actually, when I'm uploading it, I'll throw it in the comment section. They kind of had a teeter-totter year. The best teeter-totter year that I've ever seen. I went to senior night over there and I got a chance to experience that football team and Coach Ronnie, Coach. And I like what they've built over there. I like that it almost seems that the defense is right in sync with the offense, or the offense is right in sync with the other. They don't miss a beat. You know what I mean? Some defenses, it takes a little while to get warmed up. You might get dinged with like a 15 or 20 yard pass here and there before you guys actually get in the game. But this is a squad who comes right out to warm-ups and is ready to put on the fucking gloves. I love my East Long Middle Spartans. Number 16, South Hadley Tigers at 4-5. 17th, Monument Mountain, they're 3-3. Holyoke Purple Knights 3-6, number 18th. The Long Meadow Lancers are 3-6 at number 19. Let me tell you something. The Long Meadow Lancers started 0-5, and they turned their shit around. They just got routed today, though, unfortunately. But next season they're gonna have a list of stars, just like they did in Wyatt Tallixon. That offensive line was great last year. This year they graduated a group of seniors too, so there could be some struggles next season with that offensive line, but they're just such a complete team that it makes you think, they definitely can do it. Taconic at 2-6. My Smith Volk Vikings at 21 with 2-6 record. Pathfinder is 2-6 as well at 22. Chickpea Comp is 2-6 at 23. Ooh, 8 more, guys. Athol Bears, 24th. They're 2-7. They just won a big one, 58-12. Shout out to the Athol Bears. That team was a shit ton of freshmen this year, and they had their teeter-totter, they had their roller coaster, whatever you want to call it. But this group showed a lot of promise. They showed a lot of grit, and I believe that the Athol Bears are going to be one of the top scoring offenses next season. There are a lot of undersized kids too on that team, so it's neat to see the way that they play. Y'all love Springfield? I do. Finish. Ludlow Lions 2-7 at 25. They went to go play Palmer today and got shit stomped. Belchertown Orioles 2-7. They won big today. Another one of the teams that scored over 40. McCann Tech. Shout out to my guy Jason Knapp. All around athlete. He's a son of a gun. And he's a senior this year. But next year he's going to college. And adding 4 years after that, he's going to the pros. Mayhar 1-6. Commerce Red Raiders 1-7. Oh my God, you guys are so good. Amherst 1-8, and Putnam rounding out the list at 1-9. And those are your high school football power rankings. I told you they'd return. They just needed to go to Aruba real quick and sip on some sodas. Get a fucking chance away from everybody, right? Here we go to professional sports. Nothing in the NBA, nothing in the NHL. What I do have for you is NBA tomorrow. And not that I'm going to bore you with schedules, but I am going to give you my 5-team NBA parlay really quickly. Pistons and Clippers, not touching it. Timberwolves and the Hornets, not touching it. Suns and Knicks, Suns and the points. There's one. Chicago, Orlando, not touching it. Toronto, Indy, not touching it. Give me the Memphis over the Hawks. So Atlanta's favored. We're gonna take Memphis in the points. That's 2. I love the Celtics over the Spurs. Give me those. Celtics in the over. Milwaukee all over Denver. And that's 4. Golden State all over Portland. Boom. There's a perfect 5-team parlay for you tomorrow. And now let's move on to NHL. I'm only going to do 3 tomorrow because funds are limited. But I like the Rangers and the Bruins. Bruins are my team, obviously, so we'll go Bruins in the points. What the fuck? Probably not smart. They've been so inconsistent offensively. It's hard to put a finger on what they're doing. But Boston scores a lot of points, even when they are inconsistent. Carolina and Philly, no. Chicago and St. Louis, no. Winnipeg Blue Jets and Minnesota. Won't touch that either. Ottawa and Anaheim. We'll go with Ottawa in the over. Since being postponed 2 games in a row, the Ottawa Senators have won by a margin of 3 goals the last 2 games in a row. Why aren't they going to do it a third time? I'm all over that one. That's 2 and 3. My Seattle Kraken over the Tampa Bay Lightning. I know you guys are probably thinking I'm on drugs. I'm not. I'm cold. But I love the Seattle Kraken. I love how they came out that first game, scored a shit ton of points, and their fans were good fans and threw fish and squids and whatever all over the court. Kind of reminds me of the Bruins back in the day during the playoffs. I saw that happen when I was I was a preteen, say around there. So that's NHL for tomorrow. And now for the NFL today. I don't know how you call where we put on those games. Other than Buffalo and NOLA, honestly, taking the Bears and the points was a shot in the dark. It was like two and a half or something like that. Hold on, let me check on the phone. Take a little break. Yes, my cousin told me I won that shit. Saints lost 31-6. Nope. Damn, people, it felt good. We were above the ground for 2 whole fucking days. And now we're right back with the bottom dwellers. Right where I belong, right? Chicago 16, Detroit 14. The LV Raiders 36, Dallas Cowboys 33. We fucking love when the Cowboys lose. Let me say it again. I love it when the Cowboys lose. They suck. That's a team just like the Patriots, whom I've hated for many years. Add the Boston Celtics to that mix. 31-6. Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen get back to their winning ways. One thing I want to bring up before we go. The Chicago Bears won this game. It was a fluky, kind of low-scoring, bullshitty win. But let me tell you, not only did it come to the delight of many Bears fans, fuck the Bears, go Pack, go. That win saved Chicago head coach Matt Nagy's life. You could say they're going to wait to the end of the season. You could say this. You could say that. Dude, if the Chicago Bears lost tonight, Matt Nagy would be flying home on a separate plane. And there are your scores for the NFL. But it sucks, though. 3 games. We gotta hit up Goodell and ask him to throw more for Thanksgiving. Kind of like change the tradition. Kind of like the liberals have done with our country. Thanksgiving Day rivalry week. High school football in Western Mass. Apple Bears 52. Mayhart. It's cold. Belchertown 44. Pathfinder 8. Northampton 16. East Hampton 8. Battle of 2 top 10 teams with no more than 20 points scored on each side. Shout out to NoHo for the win. Franklin County Tech 32, Smith Vogue 16. That is about the first time I've ever seen Franklin County Tech score 30 points. West Side Terriers. West Side is always the best side. 40. Agawam Brownies 19. There's a certain someone on my Facebook list who happens to have a child who plays for the Agawam Brownies. Vinny? Yeah. Vinny's a stud, though. We ain't gonna get on him. We're getting on his dad, though. Holyoke Purple Knights over South Hadley at the end, 36-30. East Long Meadow destroys Long Meadow, 41-14. And last but not least, Chicopee Comp derails Chicopee, 46-14. Now, Chicopee Comp got beat by the Central Golden Eagles, 62-14. And Westfield Bombers 62-3 in consecutive games. Now, I know it feels good for them to end the season like this, and especially beating the shit out of Chicopee too, right? And there are your Western Mass Sports scores. Let's finish off with college basketball. Still one game currently going on right now. UNC and St. Joseph's. UNC's ranked 24th. I'm sure they're going to win at least by 15, but that's That's betting man talk, right? I'm sure. NCAA basketball men's. Number 4, Kansas Jayhawks all over North Texas, 71-59. Baylor over VCU, 69-61. Iona upsets Bama, 72-68. I've never seen Bama basketball and Bama football ranked before at the same time, but this is my first time in the entire 33 that I've been on this planet. I didn't even know Bama's basketball program was good enough to get ranked. Shut up. My Auburn Tigers over Loyola Chicago, 62-53. We're ranked 19. And Michigan State upsets UConn men's 64-60. Isn't that big? But when tyrants lose, it's always good to the little guy. Moving on to the finale, NCAA basketball women's. You guys don't want to hear my voice anymore, and I don't want to be out here. Arizona Wildcats over Vandy at the end, 48-46. You love games that are back and forth like that. Most girls' basketball is more competitive than the WNBA. So much so that I got kind of mad at folks yesterday sharing that like a video, I don't know if it's like a meme or whatever. Shows a lot of basketball players, a lot of women basketball players like bricking it and missing layups and not dunking like girls can't do. But I disagree with all of it. Well, maybe they can't dunk, but I really love girls basketball, especially in the WNBA. It's ultra competitive. So much so that last year I tried week in and week out to do some betting on the WNBA, which ended up in shit. But what I learned was that it's very competitive and a lot of the games are close. NC State over Maryland, 78-60. Not really an upset, but NC State is ranked 5th. 4-point win. Stanford Lady Cardinals over the Indiana University, 69-66. Baylor, they're ranked 6th. Damn. It's a men's-women program ranked at the top 10. Recruiting violations. I smell recruiting violations. Baylor 68, Fordham 45. BYU upsets Florida State 61-54. In West Virginia over Purdue. Boilermakers 65-57. There goes your episode of 4-2 Sports Talk out here in the cold in front of the Basketball Hall of Fame, located in the best city on planet Earth. You don't agree? Go move out somewhere else. We're on YouTube with 38 subscribers. And we are also on Facebook, growing every day. Please tell a friend that you want to make 4-2 Sports Talk the best sports show on the East Coast in Massachusetts and Springfield. In the world, we want to be better than ESPN one day. And though that is extremely unlikely to happen, gotta shoot for the stars, right? Love you all. Wish you nothing but health, wealth, and success. See you tomorrow.